Good afternoon. Welcome to Pastor Chad's video blog on this September the 30th, 2010. Thank you for taking a few minutes to listen today. I wanted to take a few moments and talk with you about some of the books I've been reading as of late that have been a blessing and an inspiration into my life. Today is a beautiful day here in Felicity, Ohio. Right now, according to the thermometer, 84 degrees. I believe some much cooler weather is on the way to usher in the month of October here in just a few days. I've lived several different places in my life, but nowhere I've ever lived is more beautiful than here in southern Ohio during the fall months, in my opinion. First book I want to tell you a little bit about, it's been out for a few years now, and it is the Reagan Diaries, President Ronald Reagan. And this is a book that I read on a daily basis. I read a few of his entries each and every day, and they have really inspired me. President Reagan is a tremendous example of leadership. Referring to the previous administration, President Carter, boy, he's all over the TV right now, and well, I'm not going to get into what I think of President Carter, but this is one of the passages I read just the other day near the beginning. This is from Monday, June 1, 1981. He is talking about General Gaddafi in Libya. He says, "I'm not being foolhardy, but he is a madman. He has been harassing our planes out over international waters, and it's time to show the other nations there, Egypt, Morocco, et al., that there is different management here." That is an inspiring passage. President Reagan came into office in a very difficult time. He followed who is, in my opinion, the worst president in American history in Carter, and certainly one of the worst. And he saw us back to strength and leadership in the world. We look forward to the days of another Ronald Reagan. Number two, this is a classic from Thomas Watson. I read this through at least once a year. I've already read it once this year. I'm reading it through a second time. A Body of Divinity. Watson was a Puritan preacher, and this is a wonderful, wonderful book that gives us instruction. It's based on the Shorter Catechism, and it's basic Christian doctrine, and it's always a blessing to read and study basic Christian doctrine for any person and for anyone who is seeking to follow Christ. We glorify God by standing up for His truths. Much of God's glory lies in His truth. God has entrusted us with His truth, as a master entrusts his servant with his purse to keep. 2 Timothy 3:12, the gospel is a rose that cannot be plucked without prickles. The legacy Christ has bequeathed is the cross. So there we have real biblical doctrine. And then the next one I want to tell you a little bit about is one I was delighted to run across, called Constrained by His Love by Van Halen, not the rock band, the Dutch historian. And my friend Joe gave me this book. It's a biography of the great Scottish preacher Robert Murray M'Cheyne. If you don't know anything about Robert Murray M'Cheyne, he was an amazing Scottish preacher, served in the city of Dundee, and died at 29 years of age. Most say that he literally burned himself out working for the gospel. He's long been one of my particular favorite preachers, but really for years and years, the only definitive biography that there was on Robert Murray M'Cheyne was the old one written by Scottish churchman Andrew Bonner. It's very dated language. It's a challenge to read. A wonderful book, but it's not the easiest book to read. And this little book actually was not, it was written in Dutch and was not translated into English for quite some time, I think. but has been now, and I really enjoyed reading it from a biographical standpoint. One last book here real quick, and I had the chance to go to, it's hard to get that in the webcam there. I had the chance to go to a conference this week on the Reformation, and this book is Meet the Puritans. As you can see, it is a very thick book, edited by Joel Beeke and R.J. Peterson. I had a chance to hear Joel Beeke this week at the conference do several papers. And this book is an amazing a big book. It's not little at all. You could use it as a doorstop. But a lot of times books that are like that end up just sitting on the shelf. This is not a book that I would read through in a week or two, but I use it devotionally as well. I read it as basically a collection of the stories of the lives of the Puritans, of all the different ages of Puritan history, and it goes through a number of Puritans and then gives writings of them. And it is a wonderful, wonderful book to be able to share with anybody who is interested in the Puritans. And we have lots of opportunities to share many different books and many different writers during our time pastoring. And I hope these few have been a blessing to you. And if you are a Jimmy Carter fan, hopefully you're not too mad at me. Have a wonderful day. May God bless you. Thank you for watching and listening.